Everyone, how you doing? I'm Ruben Herrera from Grand Retail Exchange. Wanted to put up this product review, and by sheer coincidence, I assure you, we just happen to also be selling this product. So if you're interested, you like what you see, and you're in the market, please go to one of our sites and pick it up. Thanks a lot. All right, guys, so today's product is the SOC Sandpiper of California 3-day pass. So let's take a look at it, shall we? And here you got a nice front and back view of the backpack. We're going to get into the details of some of the features of it here in just a minute. But before we get into that, you probably have the same question I do, and which is who uses this backpack? What can it be used for? How does it apply to my life? How's it going to make everything better for me? So overall, the backpack itself is pretty diverse, but first and foremost, this is a military-style backpack. And so in a moment, when we go over some of the more detailed components of it, that's going to become evidently clear. But I also wanted to share some of the other uses of it beyond just the military side. Another use you're going to find for it is on the business world. So, the time of the briefcase is gone. Now it's the backpack. We carry around much more than we used to. It's not just a file folder of papers anymore. We got computers, specifically our laptops. And then in addition to that, we probably have some notebooks in there too, different writing utensils, all that stuff. We're going to show how it fits in this backpack. So I know you're not doing much traveling right now, or at least most of us aren't, but that's going to end one day, and you're going to want something to take with you. This guy would be a great option. The term 3-day pass came from the concept of you're supposed to have 3 days worth of material in there, specifically like clothes, items, toothbrushes, all that sort of things that you would carry for an excursion that was going to be relatively short, right? So again, looking at 3 days. Here's a type of travel that's probably more realistic, at least at this time frame, this time snippet in our lives, which is, outdoor traveling, maybe doing some camping, maybe going rock climbing, maybe going hiking. Again, you want something, you want a backpack that's large enough to carry all the things you're going to need with you, whether it be water, food, again, a change of clothing, some emergency items, first aid kits, things like that. So you also want something that's going to be tight and snug to your body, that's going to form fit. And we'll talk about that in a little bit as well. And here's my final example. This guy, again, you're going to see is very diverse, has a lot of uses. You can use it as a bag that you put your fishing equipment in. You can just throw on your back like this guy did right here. He rode in on his bike. He put the backpack right there in front of him, so he has easy access to it, and then he just went fishing. So now as far as putting the fish in it, I guess that's a matter of your own personal choice, right? But you're going to see it's large enough to probably fit a small cooler, so you may only have to catch small fish that day. Okay, so from this point, I'm going to have it split screen, probably up until the end. And the reason I'm doing that is because no matter how fast I'm talking, you guys can interpret things a lot quicker than I can say them. So I'm putting two things up there, hopefully keeps you engaged and keeps you interested as I ramble through this. So let's look at some features in the front and back here. So as you can see on the front, we have a Velcro pocket system up front, and that's going to be for name tags, or if you like those little patch-on flags or whatnot, you can have them on there. If I had mine, I'd have a little video game patches put on there because that's what I like to do. In the bottom, you have a MOLLE system, and so there's various units that they sell for you to put on all sorts of attachments. It's got 4 rows. They do meet the whatever military standard there is for those types of backpacks, again, because that's kind of the core of this guy. So just giving you a heads up on that end. If you look at the back, this is where it kind of has some unique things. You see those hooks and loops up there towards the middle top there. Those are actually for hydration tube guide. You also have a chest strap. We talked about how this guy's pretty good for hiking and activity. It has a chest strap, but then in addition to that, you also right below it, you have the belly strap. So keeps the entire thing really tight and close to your body. So now we're going to take a look at the sides here. So one important thing to note is how wide this backpack can get. So it can stick out pretty far. The good news is that the biggest pocket is going to be closest to your back, which keeps the assuming you're putting the heaviest stuff there, right? Your center of gravity is moved closer to your body, so it doesn't feel like it's always trying to lean you backward, creating sort of a lever in your body. So it's not going to wear you out as much there. But of course, carrying something around heavy is going to wear you out, depending on your fitness level and the amount of time that you do it. The other thing that I thought was kind of cool about this guy is you see those side cinching straps. So what it is when you have your backpack filled up, right, obviously you'd let those things out, but when it's not full, you can actually collapse it down so it's smaller and tighter on your body. And sort of like an accordion, so you just bring it in or expand it as you need it. So that's kind of a neat feature, although, again, I think that's, it's neat on this guy. Now we move on to the top and the bottom view. So right here, when you're looking at the top view, the guy on your left, what you're seeing, or maybe it can't be made out as easily with the image here, but there's actually a port for a hydration pack, and it's going to come out. And we talked about those hydration loops in a couple of pictures ahead. But anyhow, it comes directly out the center, and then from there you got it to the left on your straps as to what side you're more comfortable with, or more commonly known with getting your hydration from when you use that type of system. Also on the bottom, you see, now we're going to look at the right side. So from there, you actually see that it has some double stitching down there on the bottom. So if it's getting dragged or it's getting pulled or anything like that, it has sort of, in a sense, almost like a wear zone, so it doesn't get torn up as much, or so it can last a little bit longer. So we've covered the exterior of the bag. Now I want to go to the interior of the bag. On the left, you're going to take a look. This is your first quick grab pocket. So this one, in a sense, it's just an open pocket with no organization, but it's on the outside. It's in the furthest most outside. It opens up. It laps over, so you have plenty of room. Things that at least I would throw in there would be something like books, anything that I needed to get a hold of really quickly. Maybe that's where I put my phone, maybe my wallet, something if I don't want to be sitting on it for hours in the plane, things like that. So just things that either, again, just stuff that I could pull out really quickly. You go on the right, and this is also a quick grab pocket, but what this guy is instead of having a flap that opens up, it's just a zipper that opens up. And as you can see, I put my tape measure there. That guy's about 10 inches deep. So again, we got a pretty decent sized book in there. You have a tablet, again, some grab items, things that you're going to want to have quick access to. You're going to be able to pull them out without having to dig anywhere. So that's what those two sections would be used for. Let's keep looking at the inside. So what you're looking at now is the two inside pockets. And these guys are the ones that are made for organizing. So as you can see, the one on the left, this guy's got a lot of pockets. It's got some little netting in there with zippers. It has place for pencil holders, maybe some small notebooks, maybe a calculator. In the back there, it has a spot for some of your larger notebooks. So again, this one would be great for a business professional, for someone going to school, to keep their stuff organized, right? I'm sure you guys have been in this situation where you essentially have to be a mobile office. I know when I was going to college, that's how I felt. I couldn't leave anything anywhere. I had to have everything on hand, or at least have the things I needed. So this particular pocket on the left gives you that option, and it helps keeps things organized for you. So, but if you have a little bit larger items, right, then you're going to probably look at the right side. So this is the pocket that is behind the one on the left there. So it's a whole other layer. And this is sort of your bigger organizational stuff. So as you can see, it's got some netting there as well. A larger netting, you put things in there. I don't know what you want to pack in there, maybe your lunch. It also has some larger pockets. Interestingly enough, on top there, you're also going to see it has sort of I don't think it's really considered MOLLE, but it is sort of a hook and loop system without Velcro. So you can actually use that little section to hang things on the inside there. And if you had a MOLLE connection, you could put it in there, although you may not want anything too heavy because, again, those aren't as thick as the regular MOLLE, but it does create some additional options and some additional customization that can be done inside of your backpack. So that's a pretty cool little feature, I thought. So now we come to the largest and the final pocket of this 3-day pass. And so this is the one that you put things in and the bottom of it actually expands out. So if you're putting bulkier items, this is the pocket you would use. And as you can see, this is essentially just one large pocket. So you would stuff this guy with whatever you needed. Maybe you got some really thick textbooks that you would stuff in there. Maybe you have some clothes. This is the pocket that would be at. And again, this is the one that expands. So when you're undoing those clips in the side, it would be 99% of the time to accommodate for what is in this section right here. And you see sort of the breadth of it. And this guy fully opens up like a big old crocodile mouth. So you just shove your stuff in there as you need it. Take a look at the right side here. And we spoke a little bit about the hydration port. And this is actually where you would put the hydration bladder or your hydration pack. And then you'd run it through the top, almost where my tape measure is. So that's where the tube itself would come out, and then, like I said, strap around the shoulder so you can use it as you need. In a sense, these features make this guy pretty diverse. So from what I'm told, when you're preparing for things, right, you have various bags. You have a tactical bag, you sort of have a travel bag, and you have like a bug out bag. Maybe you have an assault bag or something of that nature, right? And the advantage that something like this could offer you, the backpack of this type of nature, is just how diverse it is. So maybe you don't have a need for an assault backpack, and that's okay, but maybe you'd like one for hiking, and maybe you'd like one for school. And the neat thing about this guy, like I said, is that you could have one backpack that you're familiar with all the nooks and crannies in the pockets of, because a lot of them have a lot of different ones. And then you can adjust it to fit your needs for whatever task you're doing at the time. So anyhow, those are my thoughts on it. When I first saw it before we picked it up as a product, I thought it was really cool. But then again, I have an affiliation to sort of this stuff. I love the concept of making sort of a military grade or military options more useful to a civilian like myself. And I love trying to incorporate them in, because a lot of them are very useful and they're very practical because they're tried and true and they're already been tested on the field. So again, a little bit personal there. That's just what I enjoy doing. So anyhow, if you're into it and that's something you like, that was the backpack. Again, this guy, get the details for you one more time. All right, guys, moment of truth. It's closing time. So here we go. So what you've been looking at is the Sandpiper of California 3-day pass military style backpack. Again, you saw that it has a bunch of diverse uses. I hope you enjoyed me kind of walking you through it. Obviously, I'm not trying to take up your whole day here, but I did want to tell you as many details about the backpack or features that I thought were neat and maybe some of the uses. So if you are so inclined at this point and would like to continue moving forward, then I encourage you to click one of my links below. If you're looking for a brand new style backpack, you're going to want to go to the Amazon link that I have. And so you're going to go to used, and you're going to click my very good backpacks. When I bought them, they were a lot. And being honest, they were used, but I cleaned them up. And I'm telling you, about 90% of them could have passed as brand new if they had just had the stickers and labels on them. But they are used. They're in great shape. I got them on sale there. Go to the used section. You'll see Grand Retail Exchange. Very good. Click one of those guys. You'll get one of the ones that I hand crafted and put together specifically for you to order right now. If you're looking for something maybe a little more rough and tumble, you just want to add it into the mix. You're like, hey, I don't need a brand new one. I just need one that's going to be functional. Go to my eBay site. Link is going to be down there below. These guys are sort of the scratch and dents, if you will, but they're still in great condition. Only thing is that some of them had like a pin explode in them, so they got some ink stains. Others of them, one or two of them, the zippers are off track. So instead of having two working zippers, you only have one. So if you can live with those minor flaws and you'd like to save a few bucks, and you just want an extra backpack for maybe a specialized user to keep in your closet in the case of emergencies, that's the place I would go to get it. If you're looking for a day-to-day, go to Amazon. You're looking for a bonus extra, or maybe one for one of your kids who you think is maybe going to tear it up, I'd go to eBay. So Thanks, guys, so much. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you. Please stay safe. And golly, man, just have a great day. Good luck out there.